Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I have landed in DC. Now, unfortunately, my internet in this hotel is complete trash. And I do mean complete trash. I'm kind of pissed off, I'm not going to lie. I was hoping that I was going to be able to bring you a live broadcast tonight with one of my guests. I couldn't even connect to a guest if I wanted to. And yes, I've done the paid internet. It's still trash. It's a joke. It's bad. It sucks because I booked this for 3 nights because it was in the heart of DC. And I thought that this would be the easiest way, not only to get around during the next couple days, but perhaps convince people to come back and give me an interview. That is something that we're going to be doing in mass here. Now, as far as today's news, I've largely not been able to keep up on it the last couple of days because I've been on the road. It was a 14-hour drive between the last couple of days. But one of the things that I do want to talk about and that I have noticed everywhere was the COVID 1984 propaganda that is around me constantly, that surrounds me constantly. I heard Andrew Cuomo talking about how many doses they were going to get. And I believe that range within the first week is going to be 140,000. And then it made my skin crawl when he was talking about the fact that nursing homes and the residents and healthcare workers there would be the first priority because it was clear that's where the most death was. Now, if any of you guys know what's going on with nursing homes, and especially Andrew Cuomo and the East Coast in particular, Pennsylvania amongst them, that is where they had large death counts. And the reason they had large death counts there is they took people who they knew were COVID positive and then put them back in the homes. And if you want to go back to my broadcasts in, I believe it was either late March or early April, I was playing a lot of those conferences live, and it perplexed me then. I'm like, why would you send these people back into the fire? That makes absolutely no sense. Or does it? Think about it for a moment. And then I was able to hear Zombie Joe try to read off whatever cue card they gave him, talking about stopping the spread, and literally said he wanted 100 million doses of this vaccine in his first 100 days of office, which no matter what happens tomorrow at this rally, and really no matter what you think is going to happen, is, at least visually more likely, as it has been announced that he and Kamala Harris, having done nothing for anybody, will now be the Time People of the Year. Think about this propaganda. Joe Biden has done nothing to deserve that. Kamala Harris has done nothing to deserve that. They weren't poignant. They weren't articulate. They didn't win debates. Their policies suck. And Zombie Joe is telling you you're going to mask up the first 100 days of his presidency. He's telling you he wants 100 million vaccines in that first 100 days. Now, you could argue whether that's 50 million or 100 million, seeing as, you have to take 2 doses. But even 50 million, around 1/7 of the country or so, right? Around we have 350 million people. I know it's around 300, but they're talking about these undocumented workers as well. That is frightening. He even used the term injection in this announcement. This is all in front of us. It's occurring right now, and again, I fear that if we do not stand up and end these lockdowns before whoever is inaugurated on January 21st, we will never get our freedoms back. Repeat, we will never get our freedoms back. They keep telling you about this new normal because they intend to make these restrictions more and more normal. They intend on what? Limiting your movement, dehumanizing you. That's what that face mask is. It's the dehumanization of your friends, your family, your neighbors, strangers, everybody, in an attempt at what? You to become more and more and more and more dependent on a government that does not care about you, in a universal basic income push, in an automation nation where people are no longer necessary. You know, traveling here, you can see that more and more evident as you go through toll booths. And sometimes the toll booths aren't even there anymore. They just tell you to drive through. They're going to bill you on your plate. No more Easy Pass. Okay? No more someone taking their money. No more even stopping, putting in a ticket, and then putting your money or swiping a card, where all the propaganda is still there on the highways that because of the coin shortage, we prefer Easy Pass and a card, or we'll just bill you. So as you become more and more and more and more dependent, and people around you become more and more and more authoritarian, parroting what the states want you to do with your life, restricting freedom of movement, removing medical freedom as well. We are living in some unprecedented and, quite frankly, scary times. And that's one of the reasons that I'm here today and over the next few days, not just because this election is shady. Let's just say shady. Can't talk about any voter fraud. I'm not claiming that. I'm not claiming election fraud. I'm just saying the words shady. But because the will of the people continues to be ignored again and again and again on so many important issues, folks. And that's the truth of the matter. So I'm going to try to do these updates. Obviously, I'm pre-taping them and then uploading them because it's going to take forever. It's quite disturbing to me. Again, I like to do things on the fly. We'll see how much I broadcast from the event tomorrow because I'm worried. Almost 60,000 strong on the subs, and that could all go away if I put the wrong thing out there during this Stop the Steal rally. They say that, you know, if it's newsworthy or if you're doing it in a certain context, you're okay. But I got to tell you, while I was in, I think it was Pennsylvania, I was a few hours out, and I stopped at one of the many rest areas. As you guys know, my back has been killing me. I had almost every rest area I stopped at just to stretch being in that car. And I saw so many people on the way to this rally. I saw these two women, you know, they had the flags going, the Trump-Pence stuff going. They were talking to another SUV full of people, and these guys were saying they were Proud Boys. I almost went over and did a live stream with them, and I thought to myself, Jason, if you go do a live stream with them and they say the wrong thing, you could lose your channel. But whatever, that's not what it's about. It's about free speech. It's about free choice, and it's about the truth always, no matter how disturbing. So, folks, if you appreciate what I do, none of this was cheap staying down in D.C. $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Big donors, the GoFundMe is down below. You can also subscribe to Rockfin. If you subscribe, it's like a Netflix for creators. You get everybody's content, and you get all my premium content. Or just make the free login, and you do that. You have a free membership, and Monday through Friday, obviously I missed it today, and I'm sorry, but yesterday's is still up. It's still free. It's 30 minutes long. We're doing exclusives. 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, only at rockfin.com. Another great way to support me. Remember, check out the documentary films while you can, because people like Tucker Carlson are now calling for them to be banned from YouTube. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order to Find, and Shade, the motion picture. More important now than ever. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will keep you updated, and I will see you all on the flip side.